Interplay is preparing a new game for strategy fans. Conquest of the New World is an empire-building game that will present players with the challenge of establishing a successful European colony in the Americas. We talked with lead designer Vince Nardo, who filled us in on this upcoming game from the same design team that brought us Castles 1 and 2. Conquest of the New World will feature the required solitaire play, as well as 2-player modem games and up to 5-player games via network or play-by-mail. The entire game will be rendered in 3D graphics, giving the game a look similar to Populous or SimCity 2000, but with a realistic look for the historical period. You can play in a real-world map or generate a random one and set parameters like the amount of mountains and water. You play as one of 5 European nations: England, France, Spain, Portugal, and Holland. Each country has its own advantage. England has an advantage in colony building, Spain has a strong military, France is better at dealing with the natives, Holland profits greatly from trade, and Portugal gains the most from discovery. This lets the gamer play a game that is specifically tailored to his playing style. The game can be won militarily or by the acquisition of victory points. Depending on the country you play as, different actions garner you varying amounts of points.
We have sort of a victory point schedule set in there, kind of similar to what we did with Castles too, in that you'll get credit for everything that you do. But exploration is a part of the game also. So if you find the highest mountain or the biggest lake or the longest river, or you circumnavigate, you will get victory points for that too.
You start out with 1 ship and a few people with which to build a colony. Once established, a colony has 10 different buildings to construct, each of which has 4 upgrade levels.
Farms will produce raw materials, food, and cash crops for trade. Metal mines, gold or metal, will produce gold or metal. Timber mills will produce wood. Mills will manufacture finished goods. And by upgrading these, you will be able to get more output for less input.
Multiplayer action is one of the forefront concerns of the design team, and as a multiplayer game, Conquest of the New World will be at its finest. For inspiration, the designers looked to their favorite strategy board games.
Basically what we wanted to do is we wanted to reflect the multiplayer board games that a bunch of us grew up with, that we really enjoy playing. We really like to play a lot of board games that are multiplayer, that have a lot of interactions, but also have a clear-cut winner too. So what we try to do is come up with the game on the computer that would kind of reflect that. And since a lot of people do like to win militarily, we had to make sure that that was a possibility also.
Once they decided to concentrate on multiplayer gaming, the team was forced to find a way to eliminate the time spent waiting for your competition to take their turns. To this end, they came up with a simultaneous turn-based system.
Basically what you will do is you will assign orders to all your people. And if you want to have somebody move, you'll actually point to the guy and click to where you want him to move on the map, and he will move there. And you'll assign all your units to do what you have to do. And then the turn will get processed. Everybody will be doing that at the same time. It will be simultaneously done. And then the turn will be processed by a single computer will be determined to be the processor. He'll process the turn, and then everybody gets the next turn. And any results that came up that you need to be aware of will pop up.
When combat occurs, it is resolved in an isometric 3D tactical display. Here, the forces of your army will come under the influence of a special unit, your military leader.
What the military leader does is he determines how many of your troops in a turn can fire. You can move all of your troops in a turn, but only some can fire, and that's determined by the ranking of your leader. The higher ranking leader, the higher your leader's rank, the more troops he can control for firing.
Scheduled for release in the second quarter of this year, Conquest of the New World looks to be a unique and exciting strategy game. Solitary gamers will find enough to keep them pleasantly occupied, and the inclusion of a multiplayer option offers the addition of human interaction. Look to future episodes of IE for continuing coverage as Conquest of the New World evolves.